We have a big, exciting week. I want this week to contribute nothing but working on the setup. It's time. We're going to prepare for the 2021 setup tour, the official organization and look into my entire setup. Let's get it, baby. All right, so the biggest plans that I have this week are honestly cleaning, like organizing some things, getting stuff prepared to sell, putting things in boxes, and like getting it out of the way of the rooms. So that way I can take a step back and just put everything into its like picture perfect placement. And that's why I like showing the behind the scenes, because like what you guys will see in the setup tour, you'll see what I'm gonna like kind of prepare for to share the setup, yet like there's just unrealistic things about setup tours. Like for example, in a setup tour, if you actually work in that workspace, you're constantly moving around lights and cables. So like the whole idea of like no cables ever existing, it's so like, it's so fake. That's not really a thing that we do. For the setup video, we just kind of hide things in that moment to appear as if all the time the studio is just like a constant flow of organized, beautifully tucked away cables, but it's just not. I would say like 95% of creators out there can relate. When you do your setup tours, or when we do our setup tours, we tend to like throw things in the corners or organize things for that specific video. And then once that video is done and we get back to work, we have to move these big giant lights and mics and cables and other things in our workspace. Like those cables come untucked. So this week, we have to get ready to organize those things. Like for example, what you see right now is like where I was shooting this video with this big giant light here. And behind that camera and the light, everything is kind of shoved back into the room. This is why I wanted this desk to go over here for like, you know, the sit down shots. When you guys notice that I do these sit down shots, whether it's unboxings or just informative content where it's just like a topic, I just pull this desk away, I move this chair in, and I set up my cinema camera to be this like beautiful scene that you see behind. Underneath, all these cables and everything exists. The light is currently off this tripod. This tube light right here is just sitting here with all of its cables. Another tube light down there that I use for like background lighting, it's sitting down there with all of its cables. But in the shot itself, you don't see that. Same thing when it comes to right here. Now take in mind, this week, what I'm going to do is organize these extra things, the last little bit of cables with me switching to my MacBook. If you guys didn't check any of those vlogs, feel free to go check them out on this channel. But essentially why everything here is currently a mess is I didn't know if I wanted to fully switch to MacBook quite yet. So I removed things that weren't needed for the time being, just so I could work. I could have a workflow over here. Now that I know I'm a Mac boy, that feels so weird to say. But now that I know like I'm good on this, it's time to organize this giant mess. I'm gonna be organizing this whole entire internet networking shit, this cesspool of cables and boxes. I'm gonna organize it all underneath there, which is where my stream PC is. And you guys will get more of a tour of all of that once the 2021 tour is out. So sit tight, subscribe, turn on those notifications to be ready to go for that. I do plan on having it out for the month. But as of now, you see like the big open space and you see this room as its entirety. But when we do the setup video, like this will be all set up in its shots of like when I would actually use it. All the gaming stuff is gonna be ready to go and cables like organized. All these cables down there are gonna be hidden and tucked away. And aesthetically, it's gonna be looking really good. On top of that, the goal is to include this into the setup video. And once again, you know, I have blankets hanging out. I have some cables laying around and other cables laying around up here. All this week will be organized. That's the plan, at least this week, is to organize everything to be aesthetically pleasing for the video. On top of that, we have guests coming too. So I need to make sure I get anything out of here that I don't need out of here. And yes, by the way, I have a new review coming. Some of you may not have noticed, but I've done a couple Secret Lab reviews before. Now this is the 2020 Titan Edition. You can go check out my full in-depth long-term review on this on the channel. Simply go to the homepage, type in Secret Lab, and you'll find everything that I've done here. I'm not sponsored with this company. I love testing out their chairs because they're some of the best in the market. Well, they actually sent me out edition of their new high quality, oh, like, dude, this thing, I don't want to give any spoilers, but man, oh man, is this like, look at this. What? Magnet, a magnet pillow headrest. This thing is like the bougiest of gamer chairs. Full review coming this month about that. So once again, make sure you guys are subscribing, turning on those notifications, so that way you can see all this content that's about to come. I have a handful of things that I still need to review. I need to review the Rodecaster Pro for you guys. It's like a Rode alternative to the Go XLR. We got cameras coming in. I gotta do Google Pixel 6 review. Spoiler alert, not the phone for me in my current situations with what I have, but nonetheless, a lot of stuff coming. Buckle up for the ride and be sure to subscribe to the channel so that way you can come along for the journey and be a part of the 2021 setup. Dude, I'm pumped. This thing is, this office is badass. Are you excited for clean house and family? People to use the guest room? Oh boy, she adjusted the glasses. She's got to say something.
You mean you're gonna clean the guest room?
Yeah.
Up with all of your stuff?
That's my plans. I mean, if you're gonna be like that, maybe I won't clean it. I don't care if people come visit. I don't like visitors. I like being by myself. We finally got Peacock, so we can watch the greatest TV show of all time again on the regular, The Office. If anybody says anything bad about this, you're a piece of shit, and I stand by that. What are we doing today?
I don't know.
You wanna leave the house?
I don't know. If you want to get more kombucha.
That's exactly what I wanted to get, was some more kombucha. Kombucha.
Kombucha, apparently. Whatever.
Kombucha.
It's gonna be kombucha for me.
So Megan's been getting bored lately. Me and her are both trying to get more into, well, like baking and just making home stuff. Especially with time change and winter being here, I want to like take advantage, or I want to like grab the idea of like, you know, like seasonal depression is so, it's so real. Like it's a very real thing. As you guys know from like this journey that last year, I've been doing like no carb, or low carb, excuse me, not no carb, lots of greens and stuff, fruits, but low carb, no processed stuff. So we've been trying to eat very like organic, make our own stuff. With that, we've been looking into baking more and creating more stuff. Megan's made these fruit roll-up.
Yep, that one has a hole in it.
And it's literally 100% fruit.
Yeah, it's just blueberries and raspberries boiled into a mush and then laid in a pan and dehydrated for 6 hours.
Healthy snacks.
Delicious.
So anybody that has kids or anything, not uber sweet. I like having stuff like this or dark chocolate whenever I'm trying to like get away from like eating breads and pastas. And
you could probably dip this in chocolate and make little chocolate fruit bars.
There you go. I like having little stuff like that because it's so easy for me, somebody that like grew up fat and always eating like whatever. I get a sweet tooth a lot. So like making snacks like that, having like dark chocolate, like 85%. I like having that stuff more for like when I get a sweet tooth, I just take a bite out of it, snack on something like that, and like don't resort to like cheat meals. Like those healthy options in itself are the cheat meals. So it is officially in November, fall here in Charlotte, and it looks beautiful.
The weather's great, the sun is shining, as you can see.
It's crazy to think right now in North Carolina, we're getting like actual full-on fall atmosphere right now, and in Ohio it's snowing right now.
Yes, they're getting like an inch of snow.
An inch of snow in Ohio, and it's absolutely beautiful. I love living down south.
Not a cloud in the sky.
Not a cloud in the sky.
The trees are colorful.
Trees are colorful. Good active city. Stupid drivers. Get out of here. Things that make you happy for 500. So kind as to think we can do this together. So our go-to, I mean, at this point, it's just definitely our go-to. Is there any other kombucha places here in Charlotte?
There probably is, but this is like a kombucha bar.
Lenny Boy Kombucha. For those that don't know, we talk about kombucha a lot. Kombucha is like this good flavored drink with probiotics, live cultures.
Fermented.
It's fermented. It's really good for like gut health. It's an extremely better off alternative to something like, you know, sodas or energy drinks or stuff like that. So, you know, for example, mine, with me being low carb, try not to have a lot of sugars, this drink, it's refreshing. Like I said, it's got probiotics in it, and it's only 20 calories with 4 grams of carbohydrates, which is 4 grams of sugars. Boring stuff. I know we're not a health channel, but it's just something that I look into. Good stuff. Kombucha is all about our culture right now. We love getting kombucha.
Very good.
Okay, so today is a big organized day. As you can see, there's a bit of a mess going on in here. I need to go through these boxes and get anything important out. Basically, what I want to accomplish today is, even though most things are in like the boxes and area that they need to be, I just want to clean it all up and get everything where it needs to be specifically. And then I want to minimalize boxes today. So for example, there are a handful of things in these boxes that I got to go through, make sure I grab like any extra cables, accessories, put them all in a different area. And then that way I can get rid of boxes today. This shelf right here is my current things to sell shelf. So the goal is, by the end of the day, we'll probably have some more things here to have things ready to sell, to put up online, and to have less clutter in boxes, both in here and in here. The overall goal for me is to have this room cleared out of all these little things. Soundproofing cables, like monitor stand, like all this extra stuff that I've been keeping in here for storage just because nobody's been using this room. I want to get it all out of the way today, so that way Megan can get this ready for visitors. Long story short, today is the boring organizing behind the scenes day. Okay, we're getting a lot done today. Okay, so since I've committed to the idea of the MacBook, utilizing that, today I'm resetting the beautiful, amazing, I don't want to discredit this thing, the Asus ZenBook Pro. I did a review on this a couple years ago. This laptop is still amazing for creators. That's why I'm actually reformatting it right now, getting it to its original factory settings, and then I'm going to be putting it back together in the box and selling it to somebody. All it is simply for me is the M1 Max MacBook Pro 16 is like the laptop for me. It's the creator MacBook laptop that I want to use. It is awesome. I think by now you guys are pretty annoyed of me promoting it so much, but like I'm so pumped to have such an awesome device that's been so clutch in my workspace lately. But either way, that means getting this together, getting it up for sale along with the other items that I was talking about today. And we are knocking out so much today. Ever since Atlanta, I've had this kind of like nip in the bud of motivation. It was the first event that I've been to since before COVID. And in 2019, like, we were going to the TK House for a couple months, the Store House. We were traveling for events like DreamHack, TwitchCon, and then the Nashville trip with Roman Atwood. So it was like 2019 was such a big year for me. It was a year of the move from Ohio down to Charlotte. There was so much go, so much progress. And then when 2020 hit, although there was so much progress still, like I was surprised how well I did through 2020, there was just something missing. And I realized last week that that thing that was missing was that relation between myself and other creators. Us just getting in the same room and talking about these things, it's so helpful. It's something that like we need. Even just having conversations with like Big Rob Energy or Jayhawk, like the boys, or working with my editor Sooner, talking to like the main mods in my chat, Fluffy and Rye. The conversations that we have every single day help so much, and they're very needed. If you're in this line of work, if you're in any line of work where you like work out of your house, like connecting with creators is huge. I highly encourage you guys to expand out of your like personal communities and build a community of even creators around you. Like not even people that just support your videos, just in general, other people that you can relate to in your current circumstances of whatever it is that you do. But on the flip side of even just like talking with people, the actual physical interaction, seeing somebody in person and having that one-on-one human connection, oh my God, I can't express like how much I live for those moments. So as we kind of get back to a normal way of living this next year, I definitely plan on making that connection more. And you guys seem to like that connection as well. So thank you so much for the support. Thank you guys also for relating with me and pushing me through 2020 with this content and the interactions. Aside from creator to creator bonding and relation, I would not be here if it wasn't for you all too. So I'm truly blessed to have you all in my corner. But anyways, after last week, just a huge of like motivation and just drive, and like I see things more clearly. I know what I need to do to like help succeed in different areas of things that I've wanted to do. That's why, you know, the gaming channel, you've seen like a little uptick in like what I'm doing over there. It's just nothing but positive vibes over here, and I appreciate you all being a part of that journey. But anyways, I need to get this computer reset. I actually just reset the Google Pixel 4 XL phone. Megan's been having problems with her Samsung Galaxy S9. She has the original S9, so it's like 3 or 4 years old at this point. So it's just bogging down and dying randomly. So I think that phone just specifically is coming to the end. And since I have the Google Pixel 4 XL, I was like, well, why don't you mess around with this? And then maybe she can just take over this phone. So I'm getting these things reset, getting boxes organized, throwing stuff away, and clearing out rooms. Very good success today. Mucho happy. All right, making loads of progress on the week. The upstairs is finally getting done. We're about to go to the store right now. The kind of like cable management things that you buy off of like Amazon and at stores, it's like, oh yeah, just peel and stick it anywhere and it'll stay there. It doesn't necessarily work when you're dealing with like extreme, like real hardwood. I don't know why I was gonna say extreme hardwood. What's the difference between hardwood and extreme hardwood? So I'm gonna look for a way to kind of like use something at the store to jimmy rig a more advanced version of cable management for me. I'm gonna try to look for some, and then let me know if I don't find it, if there's any place online that I can look for. I wanna get some kind of like tacking system. You know, maybe 2 little tiny nail studs on each side, and then like a centerpiece of plastic, of carbon, or I don't know what the technical material would be. Almost like a staple shape is what I'm looking for. So that way, like, I just want to straight up tack the extra cables that I'll have on the main setup, because I have a really good idea, and I think you guys are gonna like this, on how I'm gonna incorporate the MacBook into the setup. Basically, the main desk that I have, I want that to be like completely open. I want it to be a workspace where I can throw down notebooks, I can put a mic on and record with. I want to be able to have an area to just like throw down the camera and talk to on the desk specifically. So in order to do that, I have to have the space. Although right now I like to be able to like plug in the MacBook on the top, and I got my dials for my mixer on the top. I don't want any of that on the top. So I got a couple things ordered that should be in next week. When it comes to the MacBook setup, that's where I want like the clean, you know, no cables. I want everybody to look at that and be like, wow, how is everything on the desk? So I have a couple ideas with that, but in order to do that, I have to go to the store right now and get some stuff. And conveniently, we just made a whole bunch of stuff for salad. Well, I say we, really the master right here. Oh, I thought you were like flexing for a second.
Pointing to myself, right?
Okay, anyway, we got food ready for today, and we pulled the salad out, and it was all bad.
It's like 95% disgusting.
So we meal prepped for the week. We've been doing really well.
Chicken and bacon, that's all we're having.
Yeah, we've been doing really well at eating well. So that just gives us more of a reason to go to the store and try to find some things, and gives me a reason to eat out. I didn't want to eat out. I did not want to eat out. God, shameful. I did not want to eat out.
Where do you want to eat?
On a scale of 1 to shit, how do you want to feel?
2. I don't want to eat like shit because someone that was friends with my boss brought in like breakfast, and then someone else brought in donuts.
This is why I can never lose weight. Hey Megan.
Hey Aaron.
I think it's time that we get rid of our spider webs. At least we don't have a Christmas tree up already.
No, that is a 2-person job. And also, since you found that snake skin, I don't want to do it.
Oh my God. Megan is terrified of snakes, and I found a snake skin the other day right out front in our flower, but it was a pretty decent size. We have like big snakes down here and very, very poisonous ones. Something that we're not really used to coming from Ohio. By the way, I want to mention this while I'm remembering, and I don't want to forget. Your boy re-signed for another year with Control. I'm gonna be working a little closer with them, doing some more like G Fuel stuff personally with them. So make sure you guys use code BigE at checkout on Drink Control. I'm seriously so happy that we got a deal going because I really did not want to lose them as a partner because I really do stand by their product. Awesome stuff. Freaking gorgeous does it look with all these leaves everywhere.
No, and today at lunch it was like the perfect day. I was like,
so since we had to get some dinner tonight, we're stopping by like our favorite area. This is right across from where we first lived when we moved down here, the horrible apartments that we had. But it's like this just awesome little community of like restaurants and desserts and clean juices, Starbucks coffee for Jayhawk, but you already know where we have to go. A little Qdoba. Quick, Qdoba or Chipotle? Answer.
Qdoba.
All day.
Chipotle's bottom of the list.
Chipotle sucks ass. And you already know you can't eat a burrito without a shit ton of hot sauce. Am I right?
No.
Oh, and then of course some guac too on the side. You always gotta add the guac. What's up?
Merry Grinchmas, that's you.
Yeah.
Except it shouldn't say nice.
The Grinch is a classic. Thank you for acknowledging.
You're the Grinch.
I know, and it's a classic movie. So
50% off Christmas.
One of the greatest Christmas movies ever made. We are currently at Hobby Lobby. We're here first trying to see if the tax that I'm looking for, or if I can find anything that I can use here. When you walk into a hobby, most hobby lobbies, majority hobby lobbies have this big section here where it's like all the woodcraft and everything. Oh, oy vey, Papa bless, my wallet cannot handle this section. I mean, it's very affordable stuff, but it's just like, every time you come in here, it's just like you want to get everything. Literally, oh my God, these are so cool. All right, let's get out of here. Shoo, 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 shoo. So you already know, while we're at Hobby Lobby, we had to get a candle. You know what's surprising, actually? How many of my viewers, both in videos and in streams, guys specifically, are into candles. I think it's like, they're all like around 30, so I think it's just an old man candle thing.
Relaxing.
Yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you guys are into candles and what age you are, where you're from, and give me your social security number too, just for
credit card information, you know.
Yeah, just for a trial's sake. All right, so here's what I'm kind of thinking of is maybe using some like hooks like this to screw underneath, since the like ports that I currently have don't actually stick to wood, so that way I can just screw different sizes along underneath in different variants and actually route the cables underneath. So I think I'm gonna get a couple of these and try it. Yeah, I think these should do the job. All right, the day is the day that we organize this. It's time to get rid of the cesspool of cables. I watched those like big streamer setups the other day, and after like seeing symphonies, cable management, like I gotta take care of my stuff. All right, so the goal from today is to unplug all this stuff. I want to grab some zip ties or Velcro straps, and I want to successfully organize all the networking stuff under here, and then get the power supply put up underneath the desk. And then we're gonna take the things that I got last night and try to route some cables underneath. Again, the goal is like, I don't want this on the desk. I don't want to mount the laptop on the desk. Microphone will probably stay. I've been using this microphone for narration shots, calls, stuff like that. But yes, today we clean up the main setup. To be fairly honest, the gaming setup is pretty cable man. Like the cables you see is actually like just one headphone line. I got this extension headphone jack, so that way I could like walk around the room whenever I'm like gaming or live. But either way, I'm pumped to get this taken care of today. It's gonna come out great. You guys can tell we made a lot of progress this week. So through my little test of these tiny little like J hooks, I was able to successfully manage the cables that I have underneath the desk. Obviously, with this being a MacBook setup now, that minimalizes cables anyways, but with me also having a bit of like a higher end audio setup, I still do have those audio cables that are coming out from the wall going to underneath the setup. So being able to just J-hook those in the paths that I need to get them to the box looks so much better. And then this week I have 2 things coming in to help organize things once again off the desk. So that way, come the setup tour and just moving forward with like my workspace, the desk is the desk. The monitors are just in like a certain place, and no cables should be like cluttering the desk coming from underneath. Everything should be managed and organized underneath the desk in itself, which should look good. On top of that guest bedroom, I did clean out. I still have to organize some of the G Fuel that's in the closet, and then loft is looking good as well. So I think we'll have a full setup tour within this like next week or 2. It is Thanksgiving week coming up here in the States this next week, so I don't know how available I'm gonna be to do those videos, especially with like the other videos I wanna do this week. But be on the lookout for the official 2021 setup tour. Let me know in the comments down below if there's anything that you want me to specifically mention in that setup tour. I'm going to try to do my best to make sure I have like all the little stuff that I've used to make this setup in the description of that video, so be sure to check it out. Genuinely, guys, gals, I appreciate you checking out these vlogs. I hope you're enjoying them. I hope you're enjoying this process of me just fine-tuning everything. If you guys watch this vlog all the way through, type in setup tour hype in the comments down below. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Deuces.